feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Andrew Z. Call up that Andrew Z. I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Thursday, February 25th, 2021. Year of our Lord. I know we're running a little bit late this morning. I apologize. I'm Andrew Z. Demetrius Nicodemus. He's outside Gina. Ashley P doing something. Donny P.
What's up?
Chris Tiefel. And his sister Georgia.
Andrew in the morning.
Woo!
Morning, everybody. It's funny, Natasha, right? I always say it wrong. I know. I finally get up on a Thursday and you guys are late. I'm rewriting my review right now.
Natasha, that's how I feel. I finally was up on time and everybody was late.
See, that's what it is, Ashley, is you threw everything out of whack. The whole universe just by getting up on time.
I know, right?
Yeah, Ashley.
Dang it. I should have gotten up
Come
late.
on, Wanda. You were that.
Tiefel, I'm just glad you're okay because I was like, people were like, where's Tiefel? And my armpits started to get all spicy. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he's alive.
It's kind of like the same, kind of like where's Tiefel? People ask that question like the same way you would ask if you were trapped in a dark room with like a badger.
Where is he? Where is he?
Where is he? Where is he? Where?
Funniest
No,
thing
not anything.
The funniest thing
I do sell access to my Google location services. If you want to know where I am at all times.
Or you can just call the county.
And then you're like, oh my God, he's getting close. I can tell. He's close.
Give it to your sister. Your sister was just like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sister's got to know some
He's
stuff.
close. I can hear him breathing.
I know, right? on my neck.
Gina, nobody can hear you.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, yeah. Where's Gina's son?
Speaking of which, what are some phrases that sound normal when you're speaking them, but then they sound creepy when you whisper them?
I feel like everything.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Everything
Yeah,
is.
everything.
Hey,
Everything is.
Hey, pass the banana. Hey, pass the banana.
Pass the banana.
Ew, that's
Yeah.
Donny has definitely said that. Wait. Donny has never said that.
I mean,
That
you
would
weren't
be-
there, babe, but yeah, I've definitely said that.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I love how you trimmed up your yard. I love how you trimmed up your yard. Sounds creepy as hell. It
I
doesn't
know.
matter. Congratulations on the birth of your baby. Congratulations on the birth of your baby.
Yeah, that's so creepy. Ew, I don't like
Wait,
whispering.
here. My armpits got spicy. My armpits got spicy.
Do you guys know what that is?
Even out loud, even regular, that doesn't sound
But you
right.
guys,
Armpit spiciness is not a thing.
No, it's totally a thing. When you get like nervous,
Mm-hmm.
don't you get like tingling in your armpits?
No.
No? Wow. Okay.
You must be like the worst Spider-Man ever. Like he gets his sensation in his head. You're like, wow, my armpits are tingling. They're like, oh, thanks, armpit.
That's
You are
so weird.
the worst
I know
superhero ever.
I know there's at least one other person that gets it because she is the one that used that description one time, and I've used it ever since. And I'm like, oh my God.
And
Like
who
you
is
just
that?
get nervous. Her name's
who-
Krista.
Krista. Well,
Yeah.
Krista, there's two of you out here. This is good to know.
Hey, you know what? I want to know if anyone listening gets it too.
No
Spicy
one
pits.
listening gets it. Nobody gets spicy pits. You were the only one.
There's no way I'm the only one.
Yes,
but
yes,
whatever.
Ashley. You know what? There are times that I think people can say, you know what? Well, I'm not the only one. This is not just happening when your life is rough.
Come on, people.
And you're having a bad day. You can say, you know what? There's other people in the world who are having a bad day. But in this instant, Ashley, I think you can pretty much be confident to know that you are the only one with spicy pits until there's a Mexican restaurant or a food truck that steals this idea and names its truck Spicy Pit. It's your place for hot flaming barbecue.
Yes, a barbecue place. It's a barbecue place.
I feel like that was a nicer way to say it, you guys. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I'm sweating profusely.
I tried to use normal excuses for why I was late today. So I was like, traffic's bad. That didn't work. But really kind of was because what had happened was, you guys, the reason I was late this morning, I got up, I stepped on cat puke.
Oh, no.
On my way to work, I got to a minor accident.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a road spill.
Yeah, so then I had to clean that up, and then so then I'm like, well, what's the point of just washing my foot? Like, I'm gonna take a whole shower real quick. There's no point just washing your foot.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what's the point of like getting in the bathtub, washing your foot?
COVID has made some weird stuff normal. It's like I haven't taken a bath in like 4 days. It's on my foot. I got cat puke. I might as well just jump in and dig a hole.
I took a shower yesterday. That's not my point, but I'm fat, so everything involving my feet takes a lot of effort. So if I have to get in the tub to wash my feet, I might as well wash the other stuff.
I mean, why don't you? Well, it sounds like people who struggle with this issue should have like a hose attached somewhere in their house.
An elephant bath?
Like a foot hose, because, occasionally I'm a bigger person and I step in shit I don't see. So I need a foot hose that I can sit down and hose off my foot so I don't have to wash my entire big-ass body.
That's why you get one of those detachable shower heads.
Yeah.
I have one. I could do that. I guess I could have, but I just felt like.
But then she would have had to reach up over her head and grab it. And then by that time, you're already your pits are tingling, so you might as well wash those too.
Spicy pits,
right? Yeah. And I was just angry because this has been the longest week. Like I woke up yesterday and I was almost in tears. I'm like, it's only Wednesday. How is it only Wednesday? And then today it's only Thursday, and I am struggling, guys. Bad.
Our kids are going back to school soon. 4 days a week.
Two of mine already did. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. I'm still struggling. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, I get up at the same time though.
I know, but it's the problem is any changes. Everyone's already emotional, and any changes, good or bad, just changes in the routine, which there have been a billion of them. You can't, for the last year and a half, you couldn't even really set a routine that would last for any length of time. It's just
the mental load of it. I think it's just like, oh, okay. Like sometimes you think it's going to be easier. Like when the girls, like, so this week they don't have school today or tomorrow, so they only had 1 day of school this week. What?
I'm glad that you phrased it as a mental load, because I have this little trick that I do when I get really, really like overwhelmed and there's just too much on my mind and I feel like I could just like freeze. No, I pretend there's like a little handle for a toilet bowl in the back of my mind or in the back of my head, and I just flick it, and it's a mental load flush. You just flush it all down. It's gone.
All right. Well, we've been married for a long time, and I've never heard that before.
It was just like a month ago. It's very recent. It's a newer thing I've been working on.
How many times has he been talking to you, Ashley, and just like flicking the back of his head? Like
it's not.
I thought that was his Twitch that he has. I didn't know.
I'm gonna need a mental load plunger because my neck drain is clogged with all this bullshit you're making me listen to.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, my mental load is clogged. My mental toilet is clogged, and
Dude,
it's just been a crazy week. And then I have a lot of like foster stuff going on too, so it's been extra crazy. Add everything else in is extra crazy this week. So it's been awful.
Dude,
Getting
I'm
up
glad
sucks.
That he's going to school like at least 2 days out of this week now, because like every day that he has I have to come up with 15 minutes of new material to get him in his seat. So this is going to be a nice break for me where I don't have to fucking entertain this kid to get him to learn something.
Well, and it's hard for kids need routines to thrive too, and these routines have just been crazy,
Big time,
changing all the time. I think that they get this new vaccine, Johnson & Johnson.
Worst pharmaceutical name ever.
I don't know if I trust my life to the people that make talcum powder.
Yeah, seriously.
Like they first threw out the name, they were like, "We're gonna call ourselves Dick and Dick," and they were like, "No, nobody's gonna buy drugs from Dick and Dick. How about
I mean, I would.
No.
How about Richard and Richard?
Yeah, nobody likes Richard and Richard. Two Richards together, that's not good. And they were like, but what about Johnson and Johnson?
Yes.
And they were like, you know what? If you guys started selling Q-tips, this could work.
Yeah. So
can I do something? I know this isn't planned, but I want Chris tagged me and he posted this song the other day, and it made me laugh so hard, and now it's my new jam. So I legitimately play this song like a couple times a day. I love you for this, Tiefel.
Real quick before you play,
greatest song ever.
Go ahead and get it ready. Let me just say that this Johnson & Johnson vaccine though is a one shot pony. So once you get this one shot, you are done. And they're saying there's a ton.
I wasn't ready for that, Georgia.
But you know what? Though, with this Johnson & Johnson, like they say it's one shot, you can store it in the fridge, and they're like, oh, but we love it, and they're like, it's like 70% effective against like you passing it. But then this is the kicker though, they're like, it's 100% effective against it killing you, and you're like, okay, but am I gonna get sick? And they're like, well, you have like a 30% chance of getting sick, but 100% chance of not dying.
Right.
Well,
all they gotta do is make it like in a little Fruity Pebbles vitamin, and it tastes like Fruity Pebbles, and we're good. Everyone will take it. That shit was amazing.
They're calling it the M&M. You only get one shot.
Not die.
Oh, I just got that. It took me a minute.
It was a creeper.
I was like, how does that?
It was a funny grenade.
It got caught in your mental load.
The plumbing.
Don't keep that
I'm
one.
keeping that one up there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
keeping it up there like one of those blue things that turns my water blue. I like it.
Ashley, whenever he says something to you, and you're like, and he says, you didn't tell me that. Just be like, you must have flushed it.
Oh yeah, well, because he tells me that all the time, and that's like our number one trigger for fights is you never said that, and I'm like, I literally just told you.
Now you know what's happening. He's flushing it.
You're flushing me down the toilet. That's so rude.
All right,
I know, so rude.
Like BB's down the drain, so are the words of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go ahead, play your song. I love this song. Here we go. This should be our motto for everybody.
It's loading.
It's beautiful.
A close up of the world's biggest golf ball.
It actually looks like one of those Moscow Mule cups.
Yes, the hammered copper. That's very good. Good eye.
Gina left.
How's the dry? What is it? Are we into dry February? Ashley?
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check what it says. Dang it.
Are you not drinking anymore, Ashley?
No. Well, I had a drink this weekend. And I felt like shit. Like when you don't drink consistently, you have a couple drinks and then you're dead the next day. And I'm just like this is exactly why I stopped, because it makes me feel like death. Like honestly, I cannot. I'm just not one of those people that can like drink and function. Like I'm just.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Well, yeah. I get it.
You're not one of those people who can stop drinking and function.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Like once I'm ready to party, it's like party time.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, let's try it. Let's see. Go ahead, hit play.
I tried, and I tried even more. I cried, and I can't recall what for. I pressed, I pushed, I yelled, and begged in hopes of some success. The inevitable fact is that it never will impress. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have run dry. I've tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give. The more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget and I'm now in fucking debt.
Man, you want to talk about a guy who's found his niche.
Right?
I play by all the rules.
I just like that it looks like he's doing it in a men's warehouse.
I smiled, I charmed, I would have laughed, alas, to no avail. I'd run round like a moron to unequivocally fail. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've upped and fucked off home. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck rations are depleted. I've rallied my fuck army, but it's been fucking defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense.
All right, I'm good.
I've exhausted all my...
Yeah, y'all can have that as your national anthem. I don't want it. No, I'm
I
kidding.
love it, dude.
I'm just joking. He seems cool.
Give.
He's got a few other things. Like he's got a whole song about why can't this meeting just be an email? Things like
So this, I mean, honestly, you want to this guy just what? You just fall into that gig? Like nobody's like his mom was like, nobody's gonna hire a guy with a banjo and a handlebar mustache to sing old-timey cuss word songs at their customers. And he was like, I shall show you, mother. You shall see that I will make 5 pence a day and come back here and shove it in your sphincter.
I saw Donny flush his head when we were playing that song. What happened? Now you don't like that song? Did you flush your head?
Sorry, my mic is muted. Yeah, no, I liked it. It was a little bit old timey for me. I think I accidentally ran over him with my horse in Red Dead Redemption once, but it's a Western video game for all y'all out there.
Okay, and moving on. It's the full spring right now, D, that you were wondering about.
It is?
Yeah, so we're going to have a second winter coming. The Spring of Deception, a third winter. See, I think we're actually at Spring of Deception.
What are we talking about?
So I posted something about Ohio's 12 seasons yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what you were talking about, D?
No, I was asking whether or not you were drinking anymore. But obviously, the way you answered that question totally answered the other question. So yeah, yes, you are still drinking.
Oh, darn.
That is.
No. No, I thought you were talking about the 12 seasons thing I posted yesterday because you know how we always have like everybody gets so excited that it's like spring weather and then it's like winter again, which I think today is going to be a little wintry.
It's
and then
27,
it'll be warm.
You know, but we're like 27 days away from spring and you know, would you take what we went through for the past, 16, 17 days of, sub-zero temperatures, if that was just the end of your winter? If it was like, hey, for 17 days, it's going to be brutally, horribly cold, and we're going to drop almost 2 feet of snow on you.
Yes.
Throughout those 17 days, would you be like, okay, cool?
All right, let's do it. Let's get the
100%.
Yeah, let's get this punishment over with, or let me take my medicine, and then we'll move on. Yeah, no, I agree. It did feel good the last couple of days, though. Just I posted a meme that it said after single-digit temperatures, and you feel like you want to have a margarita and go outside and just sunbathe.
Yeah. Dude,
it was one day I wore long sleeves.
Yeah,
I got touched by. I came down with a little bit of white guy fever yesterday. A lot of you guys are like, "What's white guy fever?"
Yeah.
Is that why you kept calling me?
All the white people here don't know what it is.
Well, that's because you guys usually catch it and don't really realize you have it. And I went out in a short sleeve shirt and a pair of cut off sweatpants, and I grabbed a couple of golf clubs and I swung them in my driveway.
Oh my God.
And then I like coughed and called the cops on a minority that I felt uncomfortable around. And it was and then I took a couple of Advil and I feel better.
Oh, good.
That's good.
He was going to say touched by a white guy.
I don't know. I still was like freezing. But you know, I feel like this is something that maybe people do. I don't know if it's a white person thing, but raise your hand if you went and got your car washed or cleaned the inside of your car yesterday. Because half of our town was at the car wash when I went.
Oh yeah.
It was. I saw the line.
It'll rain again. God will take care of it.
Everybody loves it when, I don't know what it is about nice weather and people washing their cars, but like as soon as that weather breaks, everybody's like, I gotta get my shit to the wash.
Yeah. Well, the actual car wash itself was like, the line was like out to the road, so I passed that up, but I did vacuum out my van, which was not
there is a car wash in the city of Toledo, and I cannot tell you where it is, because if I do, then it'll ruin my little hookup, because nobody in the city thinks this thing still works or uses it. And so when I walk into the gas station where it's located, I'm the only, he's like, dude, you're the only one who buys car washes here. And I'm like, fuck, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I will never, ever divulge the location of this place.
Dang it.
I never have to wait. It's like my own personal car
No,
wash.
it's all overgrown with bushes and shit. It looks like it's been abandoned.
It's like the old Batman, where the Bat Cave, the bushes would move and the Bat Cave would come out.
It was whoosh.
Car wash is.
Yep. It says, I pull in, it's like, welcome, Demetrius. They're like, hey, how you doing, old car wash?
Well, we know it's at a gas station, so
I know. Now we just need to follow you, and we know about where you live. So let me think.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's awesome.
It may be across the street from a institution of higher learning.
So,
or not.
You remember Olympian Michaela Marooney?
Maroney?
You guys
Is she
remember
the one with the smirk?
yes.
She is the one with the smirk.
Who is it?
Michaela Marooney. You don't remember Michaela Marooney? She was in the Olympics, and she was on the gold medal team for the U.S. Can you pull up a picture of her? Or here, I can send it in. But anyway, so she, beautiful girl. She was one of the main girls that was caught up in that creeper from Michigan doctor. That where he got 175 years in prison because he did unspeakable things to 150 different women who were part of the Olympic team. Well, she's now 25. And she's had kind of a tragic situation go on because, of course, she came out about she spoke at the court for this Dr. Nasser, Larry Nasser trial. Then in September of 2017, she shared the story about the Nasser abuse from the age of 13. Even until she was competing in the Olympics in 2012. It went on from 13 all the way till she was in the Olympics. It was still happening. And she said it happened in London before the team won the gold medal, and it happened before she won her silver medal as well. She started detailing a night in Tokyo where she thought she was going to die. She continued to speak out against the former doctor who abused her hundreds of times. She labeled him a monster. Well, in September of 17th, her Instagram just went dark. She just stopped posting. In January of 2019, her father suddenly died while trying to detox from opioid painkillers. He went to a hotel randomly one day and was like, I'm going to quit. He took his best friend with him. He died trying to quit from pain pills. And then now she's finally popped back on Instagram in September of 2019. And she's got this, she's part of this church cult now.
Oh, God.
Because there's a church, and she's wearing in the picture. I don't know if you guys, I sent it in the chat, but if you see the picture of her, she's beautiful. She's 25, but I want to see if you guys found it. I put it in the. Here, let me put it here. I'm sorry, Georgia. If you can show this picture. So she's it's this cult. She's wearing the pendant. That's how they knew, and the pendant is the teaching of God's masters, angels, and holy saints. But it's similar to Scientology, and it's basically a cult church that she's now a part of, and it's just kind of sad that it happened. I don't know. I wanted to show the picture. Okay, yeah. Scroll down. Scroll down.
You gotta scroll down.
People who are just already have gone through so much shit are such
susceptible.
Yes, to these kinds of things, and it's so.
Well, because
I'm surprised.
Well, you look.
They've been fucked with. The brain's been fucked.
And they've
with
been.
For so long.
I mean, they've put their trust in people from such a young age that other adults around them told them that they could trust, and then they find themselves in an institution and an organization that didn't protect them and let them go through, and they look for answers and they look for comfort, and then they, unfortunately, the biggest scam that people can pull on you is like religion and political. Because they look for that comfort. I'm going to tell you everything, I'm going to give you all the answers that you need right now, because right now you're searching for something.
Yes.
And you're in a spot right now that means that we're going to open up, and they need that. They look for that, and and people prey on that. And so you look for, you try to find those answers, you try to find that comfort, and hopefully you come across somebody with a stitch of moral fortitude who's honestly their own objective is just to help you, but unfortunately, more often than not, you run across these people who form themselves cults and do things. It's just, it's a sad thing.
No, it's absolutely true. But the other thing too about this, so you see, anyway, that's the pendant right there. But she's a beautiful girl. But that's this little pendant right there. I
mean, have they actually confirmed that she's a member, or that she just didn't pick that up at a thrift shop?
I didn't read the whole article, but I think they when they printed it, they pretty much confirmed that she's a member of this church. But it's interesting because kids that have to be part of an adult world, it seems like whether it's acting, whether it's sports, a lot of times they do get screwed up because there are they trust in adults that have nefarious motives, and it screws them up. We see it all the time, especially with kid actors, but also with sports figures. That because especially in gymnastics, they started like 8 years old. They're grooming them at 7, 8, 9 years old. They don't even have a regular childhood, or skaters or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Anytime a kid is asked to participate in adult stuff, then you're asking for bad adult things to happen. Because I know that as a parent, we talked about this with Britney Spears. As a parent, you're going in there. It's like, okay, well, if your kid won't do exactly what this person says, they know that they can be assholes, the people that you're going to, because if you don't do it, there's 1,000 kids behind your kid that will do it that are just as talented. So you have to do exactly acquiesce to what they say, and screws up the whole system.
I don't know. It's like, I guess my whole thing is when you start looking at children. And let's be honest, most people do this. Look at children in these kind of positions as products, as commodities,
right?
And they're no longer children. They're no longer the kid that you want to tell all your friends about, that you were, that we played in the park and and that cried on the last episode of Pokemon. You know, that's not the kid, because now you see a kid whose sole purpose and whose ability pays mortgages, pays car payments, puts health insurance down, and now all of a sudden, this child who you're supposed to be raising is now fulfilling adult needs. Like the things that you are supposed to be doing for this child is now providing for your entire family.
Right.
And so now it's essential that this child follow the rules. Now it's essential.
But it's important for you to just follow that child's dreams, because if you're still doing your own life and you're going to work and doing your own thing still, it's like you have to do that, because if you're doing your own thing, then your kid's not protected. Like you have to be there. You have to make that your full-time job to be with your kid when they get involved in something like that. Otherwise, you know, who knows what those weirdos are going to do.
I don't know. I think once you start looking at once a kid starts generating money from something that they're doing, I don't know if, like, as a parent, I'm comfortable with that. You know, I know I have to protect them, but maybe I don't want them in it. Maybe I just want him to be a kid until he decides that he wants to be in it.
And the other thing too is, you look at, let's say 50 years ago, like actors, they weren't 15 years old, 16 years old. Like, why do we get so creepy as a society? And like gymnastics, they were like normal age people. Like Marilyn Monroe, when she got discovered, she wasn't 15 years old. You know, like it's this obsession for younger.
But even back then,
people were adults, but they started training when they were 8. Just because you didn't see them till they were an adult doesn't mean they weren't doing all that shit when they were an adolescent.
Right, but the spotlight wasn't on them until they were adults and could handle it. Like, even with actors, like I said, Marilyn Monroe, I'm sure she was 20 or 20. Nowadays, it's like the younger the younger they are, than like when you were 25, you're washed up. You're 30, you're washed up. Because
you have one big star that smashes it out of the park, and then everyone wants to find that next one. Who is the girl that Shirley Temple? I mean, so she smashes it out of the park. She's headlining big time movies. Then they're like, okay, well, where's the next one? Let's us find it. So, because that studio got her, we need to find ours.
I mean, Judy Garland's whole life was basically destroyed by this. So.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that was a dark turn, but I just the Michaela Marooney thing. I mean, I thought it was kind of interesting, but I don't know, just kind of took a turn. I apologize.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, once you talk about she joined a cult, where'd you think this was going to go?
Yeah.
It was going to turn. It was going to turn happy.
Who? It didn't start off good. She talks about being taken, being molested when she's a child, and now she's joined a cult. That's where you started the conversation, and you expected that to go where?
Hey,
it was interesting. I thought it was interesting when I read it.
We don't know if it's a bad cult yet. What if there's just a cult of positivity? All right, you guys. It's Friday Hug Fest.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Has anybody
pizza?
Has anybody ever led with dude, I'm in a cult, but it's a good cult.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, I've been in a few.
Everyone thinks they're in a good cult. Like anything that's organized, everybody thinks it's so great if they're a part of it. And then you quickly realize it might not be. Kind of like Andrew Z in the morning show. We all think it's really good. And we will tell everyone how good it is.
Oh, absolutely not. I will tell. Like, I am not disillusioned. I am not, like, falsely illusioned with this cult here. I mean, if this is a cult, this is the only cult that talks about how shitty the cult is.
It's the worst cult.
So, yeah, like, don't join this cult.
Well, and people listening, they're like, man, we listen to the show every morning. It's so good. And then people are like, God, you're so weird. No, it's like you can. I guess it can be a cult. That's so interesting because you look. We talked about even the Britney Spears people that think that there's some craziness going on with their Instagram. That's a cult in a way because they think that she's throwing out secret messages. We don't know if she's throwing out secret messages or people that support Donald Trump is.
All I'm saying is if I ever go over to Andrew Z's, I'm not drinking any Kool-Aid he might offer.
I mean, I'll drink a margarita.
Yeah, how about a margarita?
I think I had a margarita last time I was at your house.
I had my juices in margaritas. I know this.
Oh,
I know this, but this bunch isn't gonna drink Kool-Aid. You gotta tell him it's got alcohol in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you.
By the way, there's a phrase that sounds creepy when whispered. My juices.
Ew. Thank you.
Exactly.
Tiefel, wow.
All right.
Tiefel didn't have to whisper.
Yeah.
I never do. It's automatic.
Everything Tiefel says is creepy. Just say something normal. Just say a phrase, but in normal voice.
Honey, I'm home.
I sent you.
Ah! Get me out of here.
I picked up the kids.
And then she's like whose we don't have whose kids did you pick up?
Did you preheat the oven?
Don't worry about it.
I picked up a white one, a black one, and a yellow one. I didn't know which one you liked, so I got a variety pack of kids.
I don't want to get accused of racism. You got a multicultural with my kidnapping.
They call me the Benetton kidnapper. I don't just take one color. I take a bunch of different colors and send out a mass postcard for ransom.
Oh my God. All right. So let's see. I guess Ebenezer Bushrod, you want to do some news here? All right.
So this first one does come with a video accompaniment.
Nice.
On there, so I have thoroughly checked it.
Last time.
I have thoroughly checked it.
Okay.
It is not in any way bad. Georgia, if you want to share that on there. So Karachi, Pakistan has now put their police on rollerblades.
Oh yes.
To curb pickpockets and harassment in busy sectors of the city. We've seen cops on horses, we've seen them on bikes, but now we get to see the long arm of the law with inline skates. Here's some training video here.
This dude, yes. That's awesome.
It's been dubbed Glock and Roll.
Hold on. Pakistan's got the worst actors I've ever seen in the world.
I think they're doing amazing. Look at those moves.
Backwards down the steps.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When they don't show you when they shoot the guns, they go backwards.
Yeah.
This guy's putting some showmanship in it.
Did you see there was one guy that was the one guy that was good at it. When they showed the whole group, everyone else was like like it's the first time at the roller skating rink. Like, okay, and I'm holding a gun with my finger on the trigger.
I can't wait. Like, I can only imagine how the announcement happened in the Pakistan police force when the captain walks in and he's like, "Boys, let me just tell you right now, we got some cutting edge technology coming down the pipe. It's going to protect and serve this community." And all the other cops are like, "Oh my God, are we going to get IED detectors? Are we getting new bomb dogs? Maybe our bulletproof vests will actually be bulletproof today. Who knows?" and then the guy rolls out and he's like, "We've made an entirely new branch called the Rollerblading Bandits." And then they look at him.
No. Rollerblading Bandit Stoppers.
Look.
Yes.
The RBS is what the unit will be called. The RBS. And what will happen here is we will all roll these people out. And when real criminals look at them and start laughing, we will shoot them in the fucking head. They are a distraction unit because nobody will take this is what we will call the Americans cop on a bike program. Cop on a bike program, but with roller blades.
Yeah.
So safety concerns were raised when the initial footage that you guys just saw was released.
Go ahead, Donny.
Because
I was going to say, D, I think you're onto something with the bikes. I feel like they had a choice. Like, the chief was like, "All right, you guys, we're going to do bikes, segways, skateboards, or rollerblades. What do you guys think?" And they're like, "Well, no segways. Everyone makes fun of Paul Blart, the mall cop. So we don't want to be mall cops. And skateboards, we've got to kick them and pick them up. How about we just put them on our feet and we just cruise around?
I don't know. I think I'd like to see a cop chasing a criminal do a kickflip down some stairs.
That would be sweet.
I mean, has Pakistan really solved its rubble problem?
Well, that's part of it. They can only deploy these to the busier parts of the city because the rest of the city is just bad street repairs and things of that nature that would make the rollerblading almost impossible.
Right.
And bombs. Yes, bombs.
I love this.
You realize Pakistan's a relatively peaceful country, right? Except for the occasional coup.
I love okay. I love Josh.
Really?
I love Josh. He's like shooting AKs with rollerblades by day, answering your AT&T tech questions by night.
Yeah. So they go. But safety concerns were raised from the video that you guys saw. Saw that the video that you guys saw because they were carrying heavy weapons, but they've been assured that the cops that are going to be on rollerblades will only be carrying handguns, which will severely reduce the risk of ricochet.
Well, good. And also, like, I don't want you to like, you're holding a big old machine gun, and what happens if you fall? Because, I mean, everyone falls, and then it just shoots off randomly all of a sudden. You're like, oh.
I can just see, like, injury complaints happening more and more. Like, I skinned my elbow.
Go ahead, Donny.
I want to act out a scene from what Josh Mosier said about the rollerblading IT police. Okay, so pickpocket steals a purse. Rollerblade cop. Freeze! Stop, or I'll shoot. Officer 79. Yes, I'm here. We have a call. Yes. My computer won't start. Yeah. Have you tried turning it on and turning it back off again? Freeze! I said drop the bag. Yes, I understand. Did you put your password in? Try you forgot your password. I said drop the bag. So, scene. How's that?
Wow, thank you for that.
That was like I was there.
That was really good, babe. Very engaging.
And scene.
Written by Josh Mosier.
So you know.
Yeah. Got to give all the credit to the writer. For without him, I would have never been here.
Right. All right, go ahead. What else, Tiefel? Real quick, I don't know if you guys remember. So that video footage was from RT. And for those who don't know what RT is, that's the Russian propaganda network. What I don't know, can't remember what it stands for. Russia Today, I think. RT.
Yes.
Is that what it stands for? Russia Today?
Yes.
So it's the RT network. So our old producer, basically all they are is they're funded by the Russian government, and they're just a news organization, and all it does is talk about pro Russian news.
Yeah,
and rollerblading Pakistani police.
Right, they had it on. I don't know if it's still on cable, but they have it on cable in America. Like they tried to make a RT America, and they hired like Larry King when he got fired from CNN to make it like a legit organization so that they could infiltrate America. Well, our first producer, Special Ed, our first producer is now a reporter for RT.
Wow.
I know. Blew my mind. But
get him on the show.
He's now a reporter for RT. He went.
You want to bring a Russian spy onto the show? I don't think so.
I am live right here in the Moscow Square, where it seems that people are throwing themselves in front of very good tanks. I do not understand.
Wait, didn't you say he was from America?
I'm sure it's a tank parade.
It is. It seems that these people seem to want to just throw themselves in honor of in front of all these bullets shot by our very wonderful police officers.
Oh, yeah.
Now back to you, Vlad. How's the weather in Siberia? It's cold, Volstov. Back to you with sports. Today in hockey news. Anyway.
It was anyway, all right. I was gonna go
great
more,
job, guys.
I was gonna go more into his story because it's very fascinating, but okay, I will real quick. So
nobody knows who he is.
But he's from Toledo. He's a Toledo guy. His whole family lives here. So here's the crazy thing. So he leaves here to go to like Boise, Idaho, like just random just got to, when you get a job in radio, he was working as a producer here. He wanted to get on air. So he takes a job in like Boise, Idaho. Well, in Boise, Idaho, that's where Ed Schultz did his talk show. Ed Schultz was a local, just Boise, Idaho talk show, so he went to be his producer. Well, Ed Schultz gets picked up by MSNBC, right? So MSNBC has the Ed Schultz show for years in their primetime lineup. So he moves to New York. So now they take our producer with him, Ed Schultz. So now he's producing the show like on MSNBC. So, and then when MSNBC fires Ed Schultz, they hire him at RT because they're trying to make it a legit news organization. So then my guy is now the producer there. Ed Schultz dies while at RT.
Sure he does.
So they replace him with another Ed?
Sure he does.
So then my guy's already in the RT family. So then they just make him a freaking reporter. He goes from like Toledo, Boise, Idaho to Russia.
Special Ed.
Your name's Ed. We won't have to change any of the graphics or anything.
Special. We come into office. We want to talk to you. We like the way you show up for work and not complain. So we want to make you reporter. How you feel?
Exactly. Well, I want to show you. So I want to send this to.
You're able to share things off your screen yourself, right, Andrew?
How do I do it?
No, he
the
doesn't.
big button that says share.
Stop.
Chris, yes, leave it the way
Don't
it is.
add shit to his wheelhouse. That is.
So here he is. His name is. I just sent it. See if you can check it there. If you can post that. But his name is a great guy. I love him. His name is Brent Jabor, and like his background picture is of Moscow or some shit.
Brentsky Jaborsky now.
Wait.
Your name is now Brenty Jaborsky.
What my new Russian family calls me. Brensky, come down. It's vodka for breakfast and lunch. Don't ask what's for dinner. You know it's vodka.
and
George,
potatoes.
A well-balanced day.
Georgia, pull up. And it's it's weird because now he even looks Russian.
No, he's not. Obviously got some Middle Eastern in him.
No, he's a white kid.
Yes.
Man,
he's not.
That has got to be the shittiest. Come on now.
Looks like they have him in like Tel Aviv or something, like some war. Looks like they have him in some war zone right there. Like that's his.
Where do you see anything that indicates war zone?
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like I've seen bombs over those buildings.
Look, anybody can shop out the smoke that's supposed to be coming from that back profile picture.
Thank you, Demetrius.
Like for shit's sake, we all know what's going on there. That is who goes. First of all, like honestly, you get a job at a Russian news station, you can pretty much use whatever references you want. Like no one's calling and giving these people information. We are looking for backstory on Adam Petronich. Oh yeah, he used to work here. Yeah, sure he did. Yep. Go ahead, Russian fucking news. Sure.
Fucking news. Go ahead, Russian fucking news. Oh my god.
What the fuck? That is the craziest thing. That's 10 times creepier than yesterday. We had a conversation, Kara and I, about what we were going to eat for dinner, and it's always a choice between two horrible things, and one of them was chicken. It is. It's like pick the worst out of the two horrible things, and so we were like, she goes, we can either have chicken pot pie, or we can have Salisbury steak, and Cohen goes, well,
amazing.
I know.
Yeah, and he goes, and so we asked Cohen, and he goes, I want a vanilla shake from there, and we were like, what? And he goes, a vanilla shake from when you go get the chicken, and she was like, I said chicken, and he went, yeah, from Popeyes, and we were like, oh shit, chicken from Popeyes. No, that does sound good, but you're gonna have chicken pot pie with a crust and yes, and croissant dough. Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I love Popeyes. Have you had that sandwich? I know I'm late to the game, but if you haven't had that chicken fucking sandwich from Popeyes, then you do not understand why people get shot over it.
Yeah, it is worth a 30-minute wait in the drive-thru.
Did you hear? Did you hear McDonald's is now speaking of late to the party? McDonald's is launching their chicken sandwich like this week, and they're giving out free.
They've always had one.
No,
relaunching.
Oh, is it relaunch?
Well, yeah, they've always had chicken, but now this is their.
If this is a new formulated, this is a newly formulated chicken sandwich that's supposed to compete with.
I don't know if I want to use the word formulated when it comes to cooking.
Yeah,
McDonald's had a good one a few years ago that they got rid of.
All I can think
the
of
home
is
style
test tubes.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was their McDonald's version of the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. I don't know if you guys. It was called home style chicken, and it was actually really good. I used to get it all the time, and then they changed it to something else.
Yeah, they're rolling out their new spicy crispy chicken sandwich with our new spicy pepper sauce, topping the new Southern style fried chicken. This sounds like it, Donny, on a new toasted potato roll.
Ooh,
for those who like crispy, juicy, tender, and hot. The spicy crispy chicken sounds good.
Nope, I'm telling you what, man, that Popeyes chicken.
You're stuck.
God
Where's
damn
there
it.
Popeyes around here anyway?
On the corner of Secor. It's a Secor
and Bancroft.
And Bancroft. God damn it is an amazing thing. It is, man. I tell you what, Popeyes chicken. I know you guys lie to people trying to think that executives there are black because they're not. None of them are. I just know. Just when you see that Popeyes commercial and that black lady pops up and she's like, "My beautiful Popeyes chicken," that ain't her. The bitch who runs that company.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love that girl.
she's like the 2021 version of Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima. Yeah.
She's the only black person at the company. They put her on the commercial, but it's all white behind it.
It is, yeah. That lady
she's like in the mailroom.
Yeah, we found her in the mailroom.
See, and this is
get Gladys to be in this commercial.
Gladys,
you guys,
get your ass
don't
up here.
spread false information if you don't know if that's true.
Oh, that is true. I've seen the CEO from Popeyes Chicken, and she is lily white.
It's actually Secor and Central is where the Popeyes is.
Well, yeah, Secor Central, but there's one on Bancroft and Cherry area.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? First of all, who's going to there? No one's going to Cherry for any fucking chicken. You go to Cherry for blowjobs and crack.
Isn't that the one that used to be the only White Castle? The only White Castle in town? Yeah, now it's the Popeyes.
I love White Castle. I'm sure, as you guys can imagine. I love White Castle.
Garbage palate.
Oh, it's so good.
You always have to
shotgun in the toilet.
You always have to be wary of the side of town you're in when the drive-through window it's got that turn plexiglass and
every Popeyes has that.
Shoves the drawer out.
Every Popeyes has that though.
Do you know?
It doesn't matter where they are.
And that should be comforting because that should tell you how fucking delicious that chicken is. that they have to fucking put it behind bulletproof glass to protect it until they complete their transaction.
Because in 82, someone said, give me everything you got. And they just try to hand him money. I don't want your money. I want your chicken.
Yeah. He was like, and 15 motherfucking pickles. Every time I ask for more pickles, you guys give me 3 pickles. Does that sound like more pickles? I know it's more than 2, but it ain't more pickles.
No. You gotta have a side cup, a ramekin of pickles when you ask.
You gotta ask. But how many people who work a drive-through at a fast food joint know what a ramekin is? Right? You gotta ask. You gotta go like this. Give me one of them midget cups with pickles in it. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we know those midget cups.
I know.
We got tiny straws that go on the top of those lids too. You want a piece of ice in your Sprite with it?"
That's what got me employee. That's what got me employee of the month for the midget cups. I recommended midget straw. It was the best idea of the month.
I took a straw and some scissors and I went snip and then put it in the top of the ramekin cup. It was crazy. Now we got child cups.
All right. Anything else before we go?
So, out of the Czech Republic, we have a lesbian love triangle that was just sentenced to 30 months in jail for the country's largest ever coordinated locker theft ring from fitness centers that they've ever had. The 2 women, I'm going to only use their last initial because their last names are unpronounceable. Barbara S. and Monica P. would use wigs and costumes to gain access to fitness centers' locker rooms in affluent areas, and they would steal money and jewelry and things from the lockers while people were out working out. Their crimes were covered up by Monica M., who at the time was a police officer. So she was she was kind of in the position to be able to cover stuff up and keep things from detectives at the time. Mm-hmm. What's even funnier is that Monica M. and Barbara S. used to live together, and things kind of soured a bit, but Monica still held a torch. So even though Barbara went with the other Monica, which apparently she has a type, went with the other Monica, she still held a torch, and that's why she helped her with their crimes.
There's a lot there.
And they stole over $23,000 worth of items and cash over a 3-year period.
That was before 8 a.m. That was the last story, huh? That was it.
That's actually not the last one I got.
That was kind of like you coming in and going, "I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you," and then throwing through 2 humps into me and going, "Woo! Are you good?"
I thought it was funny is that you just had this like love triangle of ladies just stealing from lockers. It was
They call him
crazy.
They call him 2 Pump Tiefel.
Tifel's news should be renamed Overseas News because it's always about some shit happening in a different country.
It's not my fault.
Today in the Czech Republic,
yeah,
4 people woke up and said, "What the fuck is going on in the Czech Republic?"
50 states in our country. Can you go with one of those news stories,
okay,
please?
fine.
I can't find anything interesting in Florida.
Okay, fine. I got one in Virginia.
Wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, a new reporter on Vlad in the morning.
I can't help where the news comes from. All right, so
Andrew,
well, you can help
so
what you
many
share.
weird things happening around the world. It is world what the fuck news. I tell you right now, this is what is going on today in Shababistan. Shababistan rolls out unicycle police force.
You don't tell me you enjoy Pakistan rollerblade cops.
We did.
Here's the other thing too is I know that this motherfucker, as soon as he went on Vlad in the morning show to do WTF news, he'd start doing the Florida stories. You're like,
it'd be like
that'd be like, don't you have any stories from Pakistan?
Florida's low-hanging.
He's like, no,
Florida's low-hanging fruit.
He's like, I thought I would do some stuff from Lucas County, Ohio, which would really draw people in. Today they have a mayor. Wait, I'm not going to say his last name because it's a lot of consonants and ends in cabbage.
Wade K.
So, out of Virginia, was dealing with the Virginia Department of Corrections, a dental hygienist that was working for them. She came in one day, went through the body scan, and they identified some foreign objects and thought she was smuggling into the prison. They questioned her for hours. And she even had to demonstrate that the foreign object that they detected was her tampon because she was menstruating. And they searched her car, they searched her person, they searched other areas, and they still fired her. So now she's suing for wrongful termination because she was never actually smuggling anything, and she's suing on the basis of sex discrimination. And the judge just threw out the challenge from the Department of Corrections, trying to say that she hasn't shown that her termination was based on her sex, and the judge was like, "That's ridiculous because of what you guys put her through."
There's way more to this story.
Hold up, yeah. So wait, they detected her tampon in a body scanner?
Yep.
And they couldn't tell by the location that it was not a tampon?
Well, I mean, that is
you ever seen a zip gun?
Smuggling.
Going on.
That sounds like a bunch of bullshit if I've ever heard it, but okay.
How do you land from fucking like Czech Republic news to woman fired for thick ass tampon?
Yeah.
In speaking of vagina, we'll go to Virginia and talk about. Here we go.
Natasha, as far as I know, it wasn't metal. It was a body scan, not a metal detector.
Oh.
I'm offended by this story because I always thought tampon smuggler was a derogatory term.
Yeah,
it is.
Is
Babe,
it?
that's what you call me every month, and it hurts my feelings. Okay.
Just making that up.
It's better. It's better than being called
not making it up. How could I make that up?
Donny.
I never called you a
tampon smuggler.
He's gonna start now.
He's like, between now and then, it's.
Hey yo, girl. Hey yo, girl. You tampon smuggling this month? This week?
I'm feeling.
You holding?
I'm feeling some aggression.
You clenching?
Try to catch me riding dirty.
Ew.
Ew, girls don't have periods. Ew.
What a weird way to end the week.
I know. I thought, thank God we ended on that one. I'd much rather do the tampon smuggler story than
the lesbian love triangle thieves.
Holy shit, Chris.
You know well, we couldn't get on time. The whole thing went awry when we couldn't get on time. And then the whole thing.
This is Chris's way of getting back at you. This is like, I'm going to do this fucking, I'll show you motherfuckers. This is, we're going to do stories from every country that ends in Stan. How about that?
Go ahead,
I try really hard. I search for these stories, and I try really hard to bring you guys interesting but weird-ass news. And then that's the crap I get.
Well, Tiefel, you are definitely succeeding in the weird-ass news part of it, so keep going.
We appreciate it. All right, and if you want to catch Tiefel...
But I'm sure there's weird shit happening in America, too, so let's hear some of those.
But Florida is way too low. Hey, I brought you tampon smuggling,
that
lady.
Was weird.
That was good.
No, that was very weird.
If you want to hear American news, tune in at 8 o'clock when he does the Vlad in the Morning show with the Chris.
I know.
That's where all the American news will be.
Today in Virginia, crazy woman smuggles pillow stuffing in vagina to get to lover.
Wait, is she rich? How does she get pillow stuffing? Our pillows are stuffing.
Evidently in America, they attach strings to cotton. Who knew?
So much money in America. I'm Demetrius Nicodemus.
We're gonna get sued by somebody who finally figures out what accent you're doing.
Well, I will tell you.
He will get sued. I will not be getting sued.
Yeah, and he won't be from any country of any standing. I guarantee you that. His accent will be brought on by a brain injury.
Ashley's so afraid of getting sued, she won't even participate in the Andrew Z of the Morning Facebook page because she's so sick.
No, I'm not afraid of getting sued. I'm afraid of getting kicked off Facebook forever because you're always starting shit over there. So I'm like, I gotta go. Bye.
For Demetrius Nicodemus, Donny P, Chris Tiefel, Ashley P, Gina, producer George, I'm Andrew Z. Have a great week. Bye, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Come on!